So, while the world's falling apart and everyone's fighting each other and trying to figure out if they're going to become cannibals or not, I figured it's a good time just to be cool.
Be cool.
Because there's something so strong about New Zealand music. It doesn't just disappear off the airwaves. It waits for someone to say, "Wow, I remember that song." And you go, "Yeah, I remember it too." That's why I put it on 4 times now in a row. And suddenly you start tapping your foot and then you nod your head, start mouthing the words to the song like they never left. Because for a country so small, we've spawned an unruly amount of bands that were pretty cool. And then they just quietly gapped it into the shadows. So let's take a look back, shall we? So in the 2000s, New Zealand was kind of a magical place. And we had spare change in our back pockets and we had multiple ways to spend it. Music stores like Sounds and Real Groovy became second homes for little mall rats like myself. And for a time, New Zealand indie bands were king. Bands like LMNOP dominated the airwaves with catchy melodies and sweet guitar riffs and anthems that you would sing on long road trips. Then came Goodnight Nurse, bringing their Kiwi pop-punk energy into parties and chicks' bedrooms. You had the other end of the spectrum with bands like the Checks, bluesy rock that felt like it belonged in a smoking bar. And then there were the Mint Chicks, chaotic and unpredictable. The mid-2000s was a pretty good era for indie and pop-punk and people that were just making music in their bedrooms. You had bands like the Bleeders and Rubicon, Canvas and Mary Staple, all sorts of weird and wonderful mid-2000s bangers. Or if you're a bit of a sensitive soul and like to wear colours other than black, you could also tune into some of these friendly radio hits like Op Shop, who delivered emotional, lovey-dovey music with tracks like Maybe. Or you had bands like Stella, who were just a little bit more rough around the edges. And then there was the TV band True Bliss, a band literally manufactured by television and turned ordinary Kiwi chicks into pop stars for a little while. Does anyone know what they're actually doing these days? I don't know. I'm not going to look it up either. So while pop went metrosexual, rock stayed doing what rock does. Just been loud and stubborn. Because we had bands like Blind Spot, and they exploded with raw energy at a time when we needed it the most. They were the sound of my youth. We also had bands like Zed, who gave us rebel sport anthems. Fur Patrol delivered Lydia, a song that still hits like an emotional flashback years later. And we had one of my favourites, Weta, with hits like Let It Go, and Got the Dew and Callin' On. But they just never really made it that far. It kind of sucks, really. But these bands still exist on someone's playlist somewhere. I know I've got a dusty old iPad shuffle with some of these bangers on it. Before we had the iPod and streaming services, you could only get your music from listening to the radio and watching the TV music shows. New Zealand had real music. Music that defined logic. We had pretty much a Dave Dobbyn era, where he featured in multiple bands, like DD Smash. That fiery little redhead helped shape New Zealand music in magical ways, like a talented little music goblin. But we also had bands like Hello Sailor, and then we had the Mutton Birds, who were quietly establishing their own hits. And we had the Dudes, the sound of every backyard gathering that's ever had a chili bin. And because you could never get enough Dave Dobbyn in your life. I told you, it's the Dave Dobbyn era. So, New Zealand has a unique relationship with fame, because we have international fame, and then we have famous in New Zealand famous, which is way different. At the top of the famous everywhere in the world pyramid sits Crowded House, because they crafted so many hits that even I've forgotten how many they've made. But before them, Split Enz laid the groundwork. They did all the heavy lifting. They were a bit eccentric and weird. Strange haircuts, man. Then there's my favourite Kiwi band of all time, She Had. A loyal fan base, and they almost became famous overseas. But Johnny No Good decided to be a naughty boy and say some naughty things, and offended some people. And things kind of fell through, which is a shame. But to be honest, we kind of didn't like the name change anyway, even though it kind of cost you your reputation and a lot of money. But of course, we have to mention her, Lorde. Because credit when credit's due, she was only young, and even though she got someone else to write her music for her, she broke through internationally. She did what most Kiwis couldn't, but she also told the rest of the world where New Zealand was. That's a big no-no in my book. We also have bands like Stereogram, who proved that they could hold their own in the world. They even won a Grammy with their Smash album and their Airworm Bogan anthem, White Trash. And Benny, well, she kind of just proved that I have no knowledge of any New Zealand music, and I probably need to get out of the house a little bit more. And look, I could go on and on about all the Kiwi bands out there, and there's so many unknown bands that just deserve a chance to be heard. Because with the rise of AI music, it's getting really hard to tell unique from computer made. And that's kind of the point. New Zealand doesn't follow the usual rules. It doesn't need 1 billion streams to matter. It doesn't need a global chart to prove its worth. Because here, New Zealand songs aren't just hits. They're our hits. They're played on our road trips, at our parties. And they're the anthems that you sing while you're drunk at 3 AM, holding your coaties and your next door neighbours calling the noise control. They're our drunk friend. They're ours. And we're going to keep them that way. So if you grew up with any of these bands, or if you think that there's some that are left off the list, because I know there's going to be heaps, drop me down your suggestion in the comments. And if you could do me a solid and like the video, it goes a long way in telling YouTube that you like these kind of videos. And if you want to keep this journey going, you can watch one of the videos that YouTube's suggesting here. Or maybe it's this one here. Okay, bye-bye.